Not everyone is so convinced at Netanyahu's commitment, though. Joint Arab List Chairman Ayman Odeh saying that Netanyahu has been making the same promises for 8 years. Meanwhile, adding to the divisive discourse, Acting Police Commissioner Moti Cohen insists on blaming the source of the violence on the culture within Arab-Israeli society. Harsh criticisms in response, however. Joint List MKs instead blasting the police and the government for allegedly turning a blind eye to organized crime, illegal weapons, poverty, and poor living conditions within many of the Arab communities. We'll hear now with more on the government fight against violence in the Arab-Israeli sector is social activist and director of Beyachad-Aravim La-Zeh, Yoseph Haddad. Yoseph, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, now let's start off with some basic facts. What is the problem with violence in the Arab sector?
Well, unfortunately, in our society, we are suffering from violence, from crimes, starting from the illegal weapons. Those are especially the illegal weapons. They are the biggest problem that we have. Because of that, what we're seeing is that we have a lot of death cases. Just from the beginning of this year, we have over 80 death cases in only the Arab society in Israel. The part of the problem is obviously what the director of the police said about the culture. There is, not denying it, but we must understand that the whole situation is not only one part, it's actually several parts. Some of that is on us as a society. Some of it is on the police and the state of Israel, and some of that also on our leader, the joint list leaders who actually failed as the biggest political party, the Arab biggest political party, and the third biggest political party in the Knesset. They failed as well to do something about it, and that's why we are in this situation right now. And to be honest with you, I watched the whole committee yesterday, and you know what? I was shocked because eventually it felt like nobody wants really to solve the problem. You know, on the other hand, how can I blame each of the parties? Because this part doesn't want to cooperate with this, and the other the same thing. So we are stuck. The Israeli Arab citizens.
So that's what I wanted to get at. You know, because you know, the committee meeting was a nice, fairly long one. You know, and they discussed a lot of ideas for addressing this issue. You know, what are some of the things that maybe you think should be adopted?
I think the Prime Minister talked about the 5-year plan, which eventually the target is to build more police stations. By the way, a few years ago, when they wanted to build a police station in one of the villages in Arab, actually the Joint List voted against that, which was a really strange thing to do. But the plan basically talking about building more stations, and also for the first time, it's actually creating units and recruiting an Arab police officers. Okay, this is something that I think the fact that they are dedicating this specifically to say we are going to recruit an Arab Israeli police officers and building and creating units especially for the Arab society, this something could be a game changer. Plus, the fact that they want to actually give budgets in order for us to actually move on. But unfortunately, without cooperation from all sides, it wouldn't matter. And I hope that eventually our leaders, Arab leaders, will understand that talking to the police about the police and saying that they're not doing anything and only just targeting them and not trying to deal with them and to actually cooperate with them, we will not go anywhere. And we've been seeing that for the last decades. Since 2000, hundreds of people died from the Arab society. We say khalas, which means enough. And enough, it means for all parties. Get it together. We want to feel secure in our country, in our home.
Yoseph Haddad, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.